Okay, the other day I came across this drawing I did ages ago and I thought to myself, this would be a cool little doodle project in Plasticity. So let's start right away. I won't do it exactly as in the drawing. It will be just a rough reference. So from the front view, I start with the head by creating a sphere, something like this. Shift D, and this will be the body. From the right view, I drag this body to somewhere here, pressing G, SS, making something like this, G, and I would like to bump the body into the head or vice versa. Let's look from all perspectives. Let's also check the drawing. Here you can't even see the body. So like I said, this is a very rough reference, but our model will have a body. Maybe something like this. Let's eyeball it. And maybe let's scale it along the Z-axis so it isn't exactly a sphere. I won't boolean them yet. I won't join them yet. Because first of all, I would like to continue with the ears, this shape. So let's start by creating a curve. And let's make something random, something like this. And in control point mode, we can start dragging. I will show you the drawing again so you can take a screenshot. Like I said, I would like to have this shape. So let's keep on pulling and pushing the points, the control points. And in edge mode, I can control the shape without getting distracted by the control points. And in control point mode, I can keep on shaping my curve. Maybe this one is too much, so I will simply delete it. And the less control points you have, the cleaner will be the curve on the one hand. On the other hand, the less control points you have, the less control you have over your curve, obviously. So you have to find the sweet spot. I think that's okay, and I will drag this one along the x-axis, pressing Ctrl so it snaps to the exact x position of this curve. And now I can create a line, a straight line connecting these two. Color changes, a closed curve, it's not joined, so there aren't any gaps at the endpoints. And I will join them finally. Let me repeat, I go back. Here we have two curves, the line and the curve. And if I select both of them in edge mode and press J, we can join them into one object, into one curve. And in control point, if I press B, I can bevel it or chamfer it. And beveling is called filleting in Plasticity. Just a side note. So I can create a smooth curve. In edge mode, select the curve. Look for rebuild, F, rebuild. And I will go with the points method. Let me show you why I have rebuilt it. If I select the curve in face mode, I can extrude the solid right away. And the solid will be clean. There won't be any redundant topology whatsoever, since this curve was rebuilt with the points method. Just a side note, but I don't want to create this solid. I would like to create a sheet out of this curve. You can do it by going to edge mode, select this curve and press Shift J for patch hole. And look what happens here in the outliner. If you press OK, boom, we have a sheet. And that's what I wanted. I will hide the curve. I don't need it. Select the sheet in solid mode and press Alt S. And Alt S is the shortcut for subdivide. You can also look it up. If you press F and look for subdivide, that's the command. And you can see that we have now 4 points, but we want to subdivide it further. So we can press Alt S again. And here we have even more. And we can do something like this. I will go back a few steps and again, select this guy, press Alt S a second time and the third time so that I have these 4 control points here at the middle. And I press OK, select these 4 control points, press G and drag along this y-axis so that I get this curvature. And of course, I can play around with the other control points as well. And if I'm happy with it, I can toggle off these control points. They will get in my way. So if I look for toggle points, and if I now in face mode select this face, this sheet, and press E for extrude, don't extrude like this. Don't confuse it with that handle. Select this sheet in face mode and press E for extrude. And here you can see that the handle changes to the extrude handle. And now we can make something like this. And if I press OK, look what happens here. Boom, we have created the solid and we don't need this sheet. We can deactivate it. And if it is too thick, you can always go back and select this sheet. And without pressing anything else, the offset face command will pop up if you select the face in face mode. And now we can determine the exact thickness of the ear. And now in edge mode, I can select this edge, fillet it. BD, I can press this, I can select this one as well, but I want to fillet them one by one. BD, give it a slight fillet, something like this, and do the same with the other edge. BD, and make something like this. Okay, let's look from the front view. Okay, I want the elephant has big ears, but this is too big. I will press SS, make it slightly smaller, something like this, and bump it into the head. And here you can make your fine tunings. And now I think that I'm ready for the first boolean. I will boolean the ear with the head, so I will join them. From the right view, I will rotate it slightly. Okay, now I'm ready for my boolean, for my first boolean. So therefore I will select this ear, shift select the head, press Q twice, press OK, go to edge mode, Alt select this edge loop, BD, give it a big fat juicy fillet. Let's see, 0.1, I like to work with round numbers. Maybe 0.1 is too big, let's try 0.05. The fillet doesn't have to be that big. And I say, okay, let's look from the front view and mirror the head and union halves activated. Let's mirror and press OK. And now our elephant has ears. Okay, now let's continue with the eyes. I create a simple sphere, something like this. Let's look from the top view. Press G twice for moving it freestyle. G, Z. Make it something like this. I think that's okay. He can have these big eyes. Let's mirror it along the x-axis. Press OK. And I don't want to leave them as they are. I want that they are placed in a socket. So therefore I will select the head, press Q, and select the two eyes as cutters, as difference booleans. But I want to keep the tools, which are the eyes. Activate it and press OK. And if I hide both spheres, pressing H, you see that we have our cut. And in edge mode, we can select both edges and BD, and that's what I meant by socket. And if I hide the edges, we have this situation, and that looks okay. But I want to bring the edges back so I can create pupils out of these spheres, and therefore I will create a center circle pressing Shift C, something like this. Bring it to somewhere here from front view. Okay, I think that looks okay, and I will imprint this circle onto the sphere. Therefore I select the sphere, press Shift I for imprint curve, and I select the sphere. And that looks okay. I don't need the circle, I can delete it. Go to face mode, select this face, Shift D for extracting that face. Press OK. So select the face, Shift H for isolating it. And in face mode, I can again extrude this sheet and create a solid out of it. Press OK, bring back the rest, pressing Alt H, and that's what we have. And if it is too thick, again, you can select the face, and with the offset face, You can drag along this handle, press OK. Go to edge mode, select this edge, B, D, fillet, press OK. And in solid mode, we can maybe push this slightly into the eye. Select the solid, Alt X, mirror it to the other side, and our guy has pupils, and I think that looks okay. Now we can boolean the head and the body, so select the head and the body, Q twice, press OK, and you know the drill. Select the edge in edge mode, BD. Be careful that the edges you are about to create, BD, that they don't intersect with these edges, B, D. They might cause problems and we don't need to run into issues if that's not necessary. And always check your model while deactivating the edges. And I think that looks okay. Bring back the edges. Okay, next step is this trunk, this thing. So therefore I will create a line. Shift A, just create a line, something like this. Press OK. Go to control point mode. Select this control point. Edge mode. I will press Shift S for subdividing, for giving it another control point here in the middle. Now I can drag along this handle, make something like this maybe. You could have also created a control point curve, something like this. That's also, or you could have even created a spline curve. But I will go with this one. Next step is creating a circle, and the circle has to be perpendicular to the angle of this control point. So let's press Shift C for creating a center circle, and let's snap it to this endpoint. And here you can see binormal, that's what we want. Press OK. And if it is too thick, you can still press SS. Or if the diameter is too big, that's what I meant. You can still play with the diameter pressing SS. Next step is selecting this guy and look for curve array. We want to array it. Array, type in array and select this curve array guy. Select the path, which is this curve. It looks okay, and we can also play with the scale. So let's press 2 and see what we get. That looks cool. I like it. And I press OK. Next step is selecting these circles, or you can, if it is too tedious selecting them here, you can select them in the outliner and press P for pipe. Give it a big fat pipe, something like this maybe, even thicker because we don't want these gaps. So play around with the section size, 0.13 maybe. There are still some gaps, 0.15. That looks okay. And select all these pipes. Again, in the outliner, it's much more comfortable than selecting them here. From the right view, SS, make them slightly smaller. G twice for moving them freestyle. R twice. Basically, the basic functions for mounting this trunk to the head. Maybe something like this. That looks cool, I think. Press Q twice for booleaning them, all these pipes, to one object. Again, a boolean, a union boolean with this one. But I want, again, I would like to have a slight gap here between this edge and the one I am about to create. Make something like this. That looks okay. Now I'm ready to run the union boolean. So select both parts, the head as well as the trunk, and press Q twice. Press OK, go to edge mode, select this edge, B, D for filleting. Okay, and if we hide again the edges, our elephant looks like an elephant now. There is one more thing concerning the pupils. I would like to have here again some holes. Therefore, I will create again a small circle, or you know what, this time I will create a cylinder. That's something we haven't used yet. And you can, while creating the cylinder, you can play with the direction by pressing V and make something like this. But I will again turn it or rotate it along the y-axis, RY90, sorry, RX90. We want to rotate it along the x-axis because we want to use this one as a cutter into the pupil so that the pupil has a hole at its center. Therefore, let's first position this cutter. Something like this maybe. Push it in, select this guy, the pupil, Q, then select the cutter, press OK. And show the edges, select the edge, BD, and in solid mode, delete this one, and Alt X for mirroring it, or mirroring the new one, or the one with the hole. And that's what we have, a psychedelic elephant. You can put all the curves you have created so far and put them into a backup folder, or you can delete them. Here I have another sheet. That was the one which I have extracted from the eyeball for creating the pupil. I don't need it. Next step is the Ivory. I guess it's called Ivory. And I will again create a curve, control point curve this time. And in control point mode, I can again play with the exact positioning of the control points. That's why I love Plasticity. It's an awesome doodling program. I press P for pipe, drag along this handle, or I can type in the section size and the scale. You can taper the scale. Let's say type in 0.1. I can make something like this. I think that looks okay. Face mode, select this face, Shift X delete it, select the edge, Shift J for patching the hole, but in G1 continuity, so just click on this G0 handle for switching into G1 continuity, or you can do the same here as well. Front view, select this guy, press R twice. Okay, let's look from the top, RZ 90, and you know the drill, simple positioning. Move, scale, rotate. Just make sure that nothing sticks out. So avoid, I don't know, something like this situation. The Ivory has to be completely in the head. Mirror it to the other side. I want to place them in a socket. Same case as here for the eyes. Select this whole part, which is one part, press Q, select these guys as Boolean cutters, Shift select this one as well, and keep tools, hide the Ivory, pressing H, and go to edge mode, select both edges, B, D, Alt H, give that guy a tail, right view or left view, it doesn't matter. Let's see how the tail is connected to the body. Here it starts from here. Okay, let's create a curve. Again, a control point curve. Something like this. And in control point mode, let's play around with the positioning. And again, let's pipe this guy. Drag along this handle. Let's see, we type in 0.5. That looks okay. Push it further into the body. Press OK. We don't need the curve. And we want to give this little detail as well. So therefore I will create another curve. Control point curve, pressing Ctrl F. And in control point mode, I want that this control point is at the same position as this one at the bottom. So therefore I press G, drag along the Y-axis and press Ctrl for snapping the top one to the Y positioning of the bottom one. Press OK, because I will revolve this curve. Therefore, it's necessary that the starting point and the end point are at the same position. So if I select the curve, look for revolve, F, revolve, and activate the revolve command. Press here at the starting point and at the end point. Boom, we get this shape. Scale, move, rotate. Now we can boolean all these three parts. So the end of the tail itself, and the body. Pressing Q twice. And show edges. Select this edge. Fillet it. And here I want to give it a big fat fillet. And if you can't control it, just press Shift so you can fine tune your filleting. Let's play with the other options. That's okay. fillet this little edge as well. Finally, give him some legs. And therefore, I will create 3 circles, 3 center circles. So that's the first one. And while creating it, you can again press V for changing the direction of the circle you are about to create. So press V, that's okay. G, Z. Shift D, create a second one. Shift D, a third one. Okay, select the second one. Press S twice, something like this. The third one, so the one at the top, press S twice. I want that the one at the bottom is the one with the biggest diameter. The one at the top is the one with the smallest diameter. So something like this. And the one at the top is middle. So that we have this shape. Okay, this is too exaggerated. Maybe something like this. Okay, that looks okay. And now we can loft these 3 circles. So select them at the correct order from the bottom to the top or from the top to the bottom. And press L for loft. Press OK. Select this one. Press Shift J for closing the top and the bottom. For the bottom one, I will obviously fillet it. BD, make something like this. That's okay. We don't need these 3 circles. You can delete them or put them into your backup folder. It's up to you. And I want to give him, how do you call it? Nails? I don't know if it's called nails, but you know what I mean. Create a sphere, Shift A, create a line which I will use as a cutter. Select the sphere, press C, select the line, cut the sphere with the line. In object mode, select all the junk you don't need. Select this half pipe thing and play around with the shape. Something like this maybe. Now let's position this. So G, and I want that the bottom of this shape is exactly at the same height as the bottom of the leg. So therefore I will change the pivot, the positioning of the pivot, pressing V. Put it to here and drag along the Z-axis, press Ctrl so you can snap it to the bottom of the leg. So they are at the same height. Now you can keep on making your fine-tuning, something like this maybe. That's okay. And let's array this. So we have 3 of them. So look for F, array, rectangular array, make 3 of them. You can play around with the numbers here. We want 3. Okay, and now G, X, again, press Ctrl so you can center it. Center these 3 nails. Bottom view. Bring all 3 nails to somewhere here and snap it to this edge of the leg. Let's see. Now let's select one of them, one of the outer ones, and keep on dragging. Again, press Ctrl for snapping the center of this nail to this edge, and do the same with the other one. G, Y, press Ctrl. Now I'm not sure whether this is at the same height as this one, so therefore I will delete this one simply. Go to solid mode, select this one, Alt X, mirror it along the X-axis. Now I know that they are completely symmetrical. Let's look from the front view. Again, as X, make your fine tunings according to your liking. The one at the middle, I will make it slightly longer, so something like this. But of course, it's all personal preference stuff. But I want to select all 3 edges and obviously fillet them. BD, Boolean these 3, the nails, making a union Boolean, so press Q twice and OK. And a difference Boolean with the leg, so therefore select the leg, press Q, then select the nails as difference Booleans, but keep tools. Activate keep tools and press OK. And let's see what we have. If I select the leg and press Shift H for isolating it, I can select these 2. I go back a couple of steps. I don't want them to be at the same height as the leg, because that causes problems when you make booleans. So some kind of Z fighting. It's not exactly Z fighting, but I want that here is a slight difference. So therefore I will go back a couple of steps before the boolean. Okay, I think I'm there. Yes. So select the nails, bring them down slightly so that they are not at the same height as the leg. Now I can do my difference boolean, press Q, select the nails, activate keep tools, press OK, and now hide the nails. Avoid drama where it is possible, avoid conflicts where it is possible. So let's play with the filleting options. Cordal gives us a much better result. Now let's alt select this whole edge and obviously fillet it as well. Okay, Alt H, bring back the rest. And that's what we have. And somehow I think that nails, they can be flatter. They are sticking out too much. So let's try if we can get away with just scaling them along the y-axis. Something like this. Pushing them in. G, Y. Let's see. I think that works. It's just a tiny detail. So there is one more detail I would like to add to this leg. So something like kneecaps. So therefore, let's create a center circle. We will use this one as an imprint. G, Z. Bring it to somewhere here. Show the edges. Select the leg. Shift I. That's okay. And now we can select this face. Press E for extrude. And extrude something like this. Let's see if that looks okay. If not, we can try something else. But first of all, try this way. BD. So that doesn't work. BD. Okay, I don't like this result. But I will not edit this out because I want that you see that we can run into conflicts or into issues, that there is always a way to solve these issues. So I first wanted to create this kneecap out of an imprint curve, but that didn't look cool. That's why I will simply make a sphere, which I will flatten along the y-axis and push it into the leg. And in solid mode, let's select both solids, press Q twice. Okay, select the edge, BD. And if we hide the edges, we have this situation. That's what I wanted, a slight detail. From the front view, we can select both solids, scale them. Okay, G, X. And now we will obviously position the legs. I think that looks okay. So let's mirror it to the other side. Shift deduplicate the legs for bringing them to somewhere here. Make sure that they are completely in the body, that nothing is sticking out, something like this. Show edges so you can see better what you are doing. So not something like this. And now I can select the solid, press Q and select all 4 legs. Go to Union Boolean, press OK. And here you can see that here will be an issue. That's why I will undo the Boolean, select the legs here at the back, bring them further back. And let's see if I can get away with simply dragging this face. No, that gives me a weird result. I will redo the kneecaps. So therefore, I will first select the one I did. Shift X, delete them. Then select this edge. Simply press delete. And here as well, look from the right view. Select all 8 solids. So the legs and the nails. G, Y, bring them to somewhere here. Press OK. Hide the guys at the front. H. And I will create the sphere again, this kneecap thing. One might think there is too much work for such a detail, and you are completely right. But I just want to show you that we can run into issues and we have to deal with them. I will delete this one, select this one, Alt X, mirror it to the other side, press OK, Alt H for bringing back the other legs. Let's look from the front, looks okay. And we can, just for making them slightly different from the one at the back, I can bring this one further in, delete these guys, other front leg, mirror the new one, the new positioned one, so that here we have this situation going on, so that the front and back legs aren't completely identical. Now we can again try our union boolean, selecting these 4 legs after running the union boolean, and press union and OK. And now we should be able to fillet these edges without having any drama, making something like this. And again, I will go with chordal since it gives me a more even result. But I will go back again, BD, chordal. I went back because I wanted to have check out this distance value, which I will use for the other leg as well. Here, BD, chordal 0.2. I forgot to boolean this guy, so Q twice. Okay, and fillet. Again with the chordal method, gives me a more even result, and I can give it a slightly bigger fillet, 0.06 maybe, even 0.07. Sometimes we have to negotiate with plasticity. I would like to give him some hairs. And again, I will create a curve, control point curve, make something like this, some funky curve. And again, let's play with the positioning of the control points. And we will use my favorite command in plasticity, which is the place command. It's a very powerful tool, and you can create a bunch of details in a matter of a few seconds. That's what I like it. And it is very versatile. It has a lot of functions within one command. That's why I like it. After we have created our 3D curve, select this guy in edge mode. First, let's pipe it. Something like this. And scale, type in 0.5, 0.1. Yeah, I think 0.1 is okay. From the front view, solid mode, let's select this guy. R, Y, 180, that's okay. And let's make this smaller. I mean, we could go ahead and give this one also a slight bevel. Okay. Delete this curve, and now we can take this guy out of the way. Okay, now let's run the place command, pressing Ctrl D, selecting this center face while this handle is looking down, this cube-like handle. Now we have this guy, and we can place it onto a surface, in this case the head of our elephant, and you can see that it is upside down. And here you can see, while this place command is active, you can see a bunch of options. Here in our case we need to flip it, so let's press F for flip this guy. And if the rotation, if you don't like the rotation, you can play with the angle, pressing A. Here you can rotate it. I don't know, give it something like this. And here you can see that the part we are about to place doesn't stick into the head, and you can change it by playing with the offset. So let's press D, and here you can play with the offset. So you have all the adjustments within one command. And if you are happy with this one, or you can also play with the scale, by the way, pressing S. And now if you are, let's say you are happy with this adjustment, just press enter. The command is still active with all the adjustments you have done for this part. And for the next one, for the second one, you can again play with all the adjustments. This one I want to be smaller, so I play with the scale, pressing S, and I play with the angle, so with the rotation, pressing A. And now I'm happy with this one, and I press enter for creating the third one. Again, playing with the angle. That's obviously not something we want. And if it goes out of control, you can still play with the adjustment by playing with the handle. That this one is for the scale. The circle is for the angle or rotation. The arrow, the yellow arrow, is for the offset. Enter. And each time you press enter, you create a new copy, and the adjustments of the copy is based on the adjustments from the last one, from the last part you have created. If you press escape, you escape the whole command. Okay, now I'm happy with all these hairs, and I press escape, and I don't need this one as well. That's it. Here in perspective mode, hide the edges, hide the overlays. That's what we have. That's the end of our tutorial. Check out my new course, which is on Gumroad. Peace!